Yo, what up? It's Once Grove. I'm still doing a mic test, ongoing, just to see if this thing works the way that it's supposed to. This is C4CW, casting 495 celebrities worldwide. If you are true fans of this show, then we, 495 as a whole, most certainly appreciate you. I think the sound quality of the previous podcast episode, it was better than the, 2 or 3 before it. And, it still doesn't sound fucking good the way that it did when I was on the other computer. And I bought a bunch of new equipment and I moved programs around, so I ended up having to use this fucking other different device. And it sounds fucking not the way that it should. But you know what? Just gotta work it out, man. What's going on? Let me see. News media. So, the Mandela effect. I talked about it a lot over the years, and shit just keeps getting weirder, man. The world is so fucking bizarre at this point. It is completely almost unrecognizable from when I was in high school. These fucking people nowadays, some of them are just purely fucking insane humanoids. And they are some type of devolved, some devolution of humanity. I mean, man, what the fuck is a birther? Where do these fucking terms come from? So now women are birthers? I mean, look, man, I listen to conservative news, radio talk, commentary all day long and all night long because I travel for work. And, man, I listen to a lot of talk radio. I mean, shit, I have my own podcast. I say that humbly. Because, man, I love fucking talk radio. And I didn't realize how much I enjoyed it. When you get older, man, you reflect on a lot of things. And so, I had people telling me to do fucking talk. They were like, yo, dude, you should do talk radio. You have a radio voice. And I was like, nah, dude, what? That's weird. I don't have a fucking radio voice. But I guess just working in media and just being a rap artist, a lyricist, writer, story writer, storyteller, over the years, I guess I just developed a fucking radio voice and then listening to radio show hosts. And now I'm a radio show host. I mean, technically, it's podcast, but it's fucking over the spectrum of radio. So, anyway, cellular grid, telephone grid, computer grid. It's all radio frequencies, man. I know it's not all radio. There is Doppler, X-ray, gamma, microwave, shortwave, and it goes on. And passive millimeter wave imaging. So that being said, you guys are like, Grove, you just really went out there. You're really out there, Grove. But the point is, man, it's like every day shit is weirder than it was the fucking day before. Okay, so there's cancel culture, which is corny as fuck. I mean, who the fuck are those clowns that woke up one day and decided to start, canceling shit in history that they don't approve of? Trying to take down colonial soldiers, statues and shit. It's like, leave it alone, motherfucker. Figure out something better to do in your life. You can't change the past in the way that you want to. Not on this fucking timeline. Now, the past, as we have learned through science, is not static. It is malleable. Now, this is true, and that's a hard pill to swallow for a lot of folks. Because, we were told that, the past is the past, but apparently in the quantum realm of hyperphysics, the deeper truth reality is that the past can apparently be changed. How? I don't know. But apparently what we previously thought with regard to science and quantum entanglement was that, there's the past and then you move forward. But apparently, again, in quantum science, we have been able to determine and figure out that that is incorrect, that the past is not static. it is changeable. Hence the Mandela effect. And I know that's just it seems counterintuitive to everything that we know. It just seems like at odds and contrary and contradictory to everything that we were taught and told in grade school, forward and backward. But yeah, the multiverse is a very fucking strange thing, to say the least. It is very strange, and we're still finding out more and more. I know grammatically that's a little redundant because I don't have to say more and more. I can just say more, because it implies that it's like an open system, like it could be like indefinite, like infinitely speaking. So I'm just pointing that out for those who, weren't thinking about that. So, yeah. So birthers, like, where does this lingo come from? What fucking website? Who the fuck are these kids, these punk, young adult motherfuckers, whomever the fuck they are, that keep coming up with this reject shit? This spastic reject shit. This rejected, spastic, stupid motherfucking bullshit. Who the fuck are these imbeciles? Who the fuck are these reprobates? I mean, it's like, I had a conversation with someone from the U.S. Air Force, Lieutenant Colonel, last night. And we were talking about classified systems, I should say. Classified systems. And I won't obviously mention who that person was or is, but there are some really bizarre things that exist in the multiverse. And one of the things that I know is that when you use electron tunneling microscopes, depending on how powerful they are, you will find certain information, like in our reality. You will see through imaging certain data that seems anomalous, and you'll be like, yo, what the fuck am I viewing? Like, what am I seeing? Now, I'm not talking about a standard fucking microscope. I'm talking about military grade shit, where you can peer into the netherworld of fucking hyperspace. And it is quite nebulous. And at any rate, when you're quantum tunneling, I'm talking about very incredibly powerful, like NASA level, like U.S. Air Force level type shit. There are these really strange images of things. And, yeah, it kind of suggests that we are one layer of many layers. So what's on the other fucking layer? Next layer. So I, in my conversation face-to-face with this U.S. Air Force intelligence asset, I was referencing Professor Sylvester Gates. It's a mouthful. I mean, that's a lot of letters there. Professor Sylvester Gates. He was the White House's chief scientist. He was America's chief scientist for the White House under the Barack Hussein Obama administration. And I hate to even fucking bring up Hussein Obama's fucking name in relation to Professor Sylvester Gates. I mean, say that 10 times in a row. Professor Sylvester Gates. Professor Sylvester Gates. It's kind of a tongue twister. Professor Sylvester Gates. Professor Sylvester Gates. He has the crazy fucking mad scientist hair. And, but it looks fresh. I mean, when you're a mad scientist, your hair's supposed to look like that. Like some shit out of Back to the Future. You know what I'm saying? Doc and shit. Had the fucking crazy mad scientist hair. I mean, you want to have that when you're a fucking crazy, mad, fucking fresh scientist and shit. I'm actually impressed with Professor Sylvester Gates. You have to practice saying his name, man. It doesn't come so easily to some people like me. But at any rate, I'm not mocking his name. I'm saying, I respect him. His intellect and his knowledge, his depth of knowledge. So, for those who don't know and are unfamiliar with what it is that I am referring to, when I was talking to this U.S. Intel asset last night, and referencing Professor Sylvester Gates. The significance of Professor Gates is that he goes on record as saying that when he and the U.S. intelligence community were looking at layers of data beyond what average mainstream human beings know to be a reality, when they were quantum tunneling, they found these very strange Adinkra symbols. So when I was talking to this Intel asset, we were discussing Adinkra symbols, and so the way that I described Adinkra symbols was unlike hieroglyphs, in my opinion, when I was a young member of society, when I was a youngster, I mean, young is subjective. I'm still young, man. Not really. But, you know, like to say that sometimes just to feel better about getting old. Point is that when I used to look at books and read books and see ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs, to me, they seem to be telling a story. And, I mean, even if, like, it hadn't been pointed out by the school system that these are hieroglyphs, they're spelled this way, and they're found on these ancient whatever structures, and they actually tell a story. Like, just looking at them without having that explained, they look like they tell some fucking type of story. Whereas Adinkras, that certain ancient indigenous groups on various continents used, Adinkras, in my opinion, the fundamental difference is that they appear, if someone has never seen one before, if you see an Adinkra, A-D-R-I-N is in November, K-A, Adinkra. Did I say that right? A-D-I-N-K-R-A. Yeah, there we go. A-D-R-I-N-K-A? No, K-R-A. Wait, hold on. Let me visualize this again. A-D, I-N, Adinkra. A-D-R-I-N-K-R-A. A-D-R-I-N-K-R-A. Adinkra. Some shit like that. Anyway, I'm not in front of a fucking computer, where, I mean, I am, but I don't want to Google shit while I'm on podcast right now. I did that all last year and earlier this year, and I just don't feel like it at this point. But Adinkra, if you Google it, it'll fucking come up and you can see the images. Anyway, my observation of Adinkras when I've studied them after, I mean, I knew of them prior to Professor Gates pointing them out. But when he pointed them out, I took another look. I was like, yeah, I remember seeing those somewhere in history books. And I forgot they existed. So when he starts talking about basically the real world matrix and how there are layers of reality here, right here in front of us, that we cannot see, just like dark matter and dark energy, which apparently they are two different things. Dark matter and dark energy are apparently two different substances, things, and constructs. And so the point is that these layers of reality that are hidden from us, that are hidden from the observable universe world, that we think of as the known universe, these Adinkra symbols apparently are hidden, like, in plain sight, like, all throughout our, like, matrix reality. It's like the universe is a fabric, and woven into the fabric are these Adinkra symbols. This is what Professor Gates talks about. I am citing him. I am saying that this is what he says and has said and has gone on record as saying. So beyond our eyesight and human senses, perception, tactile, feeling, sensing, hearing, and so forth, all our 5 and then 6 sense and beyond, sixth senses and beyond, the third eye and pineal gland and all this kind of stuff, apparently woven into the real world matrix, inside of the fabric, are these adinkra symbols that are everywhere. Just like atoms and just like the air, oxygen. And so in the spectrum, there are these adinkra symbols that apparently and accordingly, Claude Shannon, who was a scientist, he discusses this hypothetical code system, this numbering system, this number system. He talks about this number system that he hypothesizes in the 1940s. So back in the 1940s, okay, imagine this. Like, we're talking World War I, World War II, like way fucking back when, like around the time that like we started doing crazy shit like dropping nuclear bombs and then aliens started popping up like, yo, what the fuck are you motherfucking stupid ass humans doing? Right? And they started to show themselves like more than they had in the past. They're just like, yo, we're in fucking, you know, spacecrafts, like fucking flying saucers and shit. Like, cut it out. Like, yo, you're fucking up yours and our fucking environment. Like, this is a shared planet. You know how many species are on this fucking planet? Species are on this fucking planet. Whatever your grammar English is on that. Is it species or is it species? That being said, I know this is a lot of information. Bear with me. So, Claude Shannon, this scientist, way back then, around that time, he conjectured that there would be somewhere a certain type of code that would exist. And he wasn't able to prove it per se at the time. Well, lo and behold, years down the road, decades down the road, this communications code, apparently this super symmetric number system, apparently that's used for communications and apparently it exists, and not only does it exist, but it's in the background of our fucking reality. So Claude Shannon was somehow keyed in, tuned in, like hip. He was hip. These motherfuckers who claim that they're part of some woke culture, the woke culture, they're not woke, okay? Claude Shannon was fucking woke. He was fucking woke. Nikola Tesla was woke. All right? Albert Einstein, woke. These motherfuckers nowadays who say they're woke, they are the antithesis of woke. They are not woke. Fuck them all. So Claude Shannon was this fucking scientist who figured this thing out. He figured out a piece of the puzzle. Well, Professor Sylvester Gates corroborates what it was that Claude Shannon had discovered back in the 1940s. And again, I am merely referencing and citing what it is that Professor Gates says on record. He's saying and has said the same thing that I am conveying to the audience right now on this podcast. So lo and behold, I'm talking to this U.S. Air Force Intel asset who works in defense science, and he too is talking about this mysterious layer of reality that can be seen with military-grade, NASA-level, CIA, NSA level fucking military-grade motherfucking quantum tunneling microscopes. And he said that the layer that can be seen is anomalous. It is some type of unknown, like, lattice, like, matrix, no bullshit, structure that is beneath our fucking reality. And, well, or here simultaneously is what I'm saying. It's not necessarily beneath, above or below. It's here with us. So check it out. If you're in high school or college and you have a fucking microscope and you look at germs, you look at whatever you have in a petri dish under a microscope, right? You take a fucking slide, you plug it into the fucking microscope, right? Your specimen, and then through and via microscopy, microscopic data can be fucking viewed, right? Well, the military and NASA and the U.S. intelligence community, they have incredibly more powerful fucking systems. And, no, motherfucker, I don't want the goddamn battery saver on, you fucking piece of shit. Fuck off, bitch. That's the problem with AI, man. These people, man, who create these fucking modern technologies, some of them, they start to dictate shit to us. Like, I'll give you an example. And I'm not I am changing subjects, but it's relevant. You know how when you plug in your fucking Android to your USB in your car, if you have an Android, and then it asks you if you want to use Android for auto? You know what I'm talking about? Where it pops up and it's like, would you like to use Android for auto? And it's like, no, fuck you. So then it's like, don't show this message again. And you check the box, but it shows you this shit every motherfucking time. And you're like, listen up, bitch. I don't want to fucking goddamn use your fucking stupid application. You're giving me an option, supposedly with this little checkbox, so that I do not see this shit ever again. Why do I keep seeing it over and over again? And then at some point, you go to fucking plug in your shit in Android for auto or auto for Android, whatever that bullshit's called. Whoever created that stupid fucking piece of shit fucking application, it's automatically just on your phone. It's like, now you have no choice. You know, it's like, and it's the same thing with the Waze program. The Waze program's like, don't text and drive. It's like, fuck you. You don't need to tell me this shit. That's the type of cancel culture motherfuckers that are working at these tech companies. They're these pieces of shit that are it's like, hey, in my state, it's not illegal to text and drive, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I'm in all kinds of states, motherfucker, and the laws are different. You don't fucking tell me what the fuck to do. And that's what they're trying to do, man. They're trying to force people to do shit. It's just like with Facebook and LinkedIn and YouTube and fucking Twitter. It's like they want to force you to change your behavior. They want to modify your behavior by way of behavioral modification. And it's sickening, man. It's disgusting because this is the mindset of people. They think they're so fucking smart because they develop these technologies and they sit back and they create this fucking software shit. And they think they're so goddamn fucking cool, and they go on the internet and they write all this shit on these blogs and they talk themselves up, and they're like, yeah, I'm a tech wizard, blah, 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 and I'm part of this guru mastermind group, yeah, and we developed this. These motherfuckers are sick motherfuckers, man. They're telling you shit that is irrelevant to you. Like, are you you're using Waze, and it's like, are you the driver? And it's like, yeah, and it's like, well, then you can't use the software while you're in motion. It's like, in the state that I am in, it's not illegal to motherfucking touch the screen of my computer device while my car is in motion. So why are you fucking telling me I can't use the software while I'm moving forward? Okay, and then you have these motherfucking companies that want to tell you when you get in the car to wear a mask. You're like, you don't need to tell me to wear a motherfucking mask every day. And by the way, fuck you, I'm not wearing a mask anyway. Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself, man. Fuck your whole life, dude. It's like every time, like, man, the whole thing. You go to drive your car and the fucking seatbelt thing's going. It's like, dude, maybe I don't want to wear my seatbelt at the moment. And it's like, bong, 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 bong. It's like, shut the fuck up. Who programmed this trash? Who made this fucking shit? You go to back up your car, right? And they don't want you to motherfucking hear what's on the radio. They want to mute your fucking sound on your radio or your media while you're backing up your car, so that you're 100% focused on backing up your car, so you can see with your car camera, so you don't hit anything. Well, check it out. What if there's some type of natural fucking disaster emergency information on the goddamn fucking radio, and that's equally important as it is to not backing up into someone? Huh? They mute your shit when you're backing up, okay? Because they're dictating that Their software is going to control your fucking life, okay? It may seem insignificant to people, but I'm seeing the encroachment of this type of shit. Motherfucking computer systems telling you to wear a mask. You probably shouldn't fucking wear a mask at this point, is my personal fucking private citizen opinion. Okay? I've seen studies where if you wear a mask for too many fucking months, it starts to do fucked up shit to your human fucking body. Now, if you were supposed to be wearing a mask outside, in the fresh air outside, God, the universe, would have created you with a fucking diaper on your motherfucking face at birth. Okay? Hence the reason it doesn't exist when you're fucking born. These people are stupid. Dr. Fauci is fucking stupid. 20 years, 10 years from now, 20 fucking years from now, 5 years from now, history is gonna look back at him as a fucking quack. They're gonna say, how was this dude a doctor? This dude is a liar and a fucking fraud. He's changed his story hella times. And he can't say that it's science. He can't say, oh, well, that's how science works. Motherfucker, you'd better be relatively sure about the shit you're talking about. This goddamn son of a bitch changed his story like 100 fucking times. Oh yeah, the coronavirus poses little to no danger. That's what he told all of us, and we had to roll with it at first, okay? But then it gets insane. Then the motherfucker's like, you don't need to wear a mask. Nah, there's no reason to wear a mask. Nah, little to no harm, like no danger, like it's safe, like it's kosher, like don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't wear a mask. Next day, he's telling you to wear a mask. Then he's telling you to wear 2 masks. Then he's telling you to wear 3 fucking masks. Okay? And it's not just that. He fudged the numbers, changed the numbers, kept moving the goalposts, changed the numbers, and then he's writing these books, or a book, about how he did all this great shit to help America. He fucking killed people because of his policies, because of his information that he gave us that was false data that resulted consequently in a fucking panic where people hoarded food, toiletries, panicked. Society fucking panicked based on his overestimations and his fucking lies because they were politically motivated. Now, in any real ideal society, he would have been stripped of his role in government a long time ago. He would have been approached in North Korea. I'm just saying, man, in a strict country, in China, anywhere, he would have been approached by the military, by government armed personnel, and they would say, Mr. Fauci, please come with us. You are no longer allowed in the United States fucking government. You're out of here, dude. And we're taking you to fucking court. You're an insane motherfucking madman. You knew this shit was a bioweapon. You gave money to a third-party organization that you knew was going to, in advance you knew, that organization was going to give that money to the Wuhan, or Wuhan, however the fuck it's pronounced, bio laboratory, and that they were going to conduct gain-of-function research, meaning they were going to increase the overall lethality of the virus by way of humans bioengineering a more deadly fucking coronavirus. You knew that shit. He knew it. And the whole time, he played America and the world as if he had no clue. He pretended as if he had no clue, and he's a suck-up to the Chinese Communist government and other people in on it with the Chinese. And he went on record as saying that China, as far as he knew, would never do such a thing. Yeah, because he knew that they did such a thing, and he fucking lied the whole time. Smiling in the face of America, pretending like, oh, I'm just a doctor and a scientist, I'm Dr. Fauci, while millions of people are being fucking destroyed, and in the background of his mind, he's laughing his ass off. That's one evil fucking motherfucking son of a bitch. That dude should be brought up on hella charges. He should be fucking prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. Same with Gavin Newsom, Gretchen Whitmer, Andrew fucking Cuomo, Bill de Blasio, all these governors, mayors that locked down your society based on their fake ass fucking science. That's not real science. That's pseudoscience. That Dr. Fauci knew was not fucking for real the whole time. He helped the Chinese Communist government destroy part of human civilization, and he laughed his ass off all the way to the fucking bank. Yeah. So, check it out. Andrew Cuomo. Government has obtained records leading up to the writing of his book, where he brags about how he did all this awesome shit for the world during the pandemic, where in reality he sent approximately 15,000 seniors to their deaths, to their demise, to their destruction. And so he wrote this fucking book with these glowing accounts of himself and how he was such a wondrous dude and did all this magnificent shit to help New York and the world, where the reality is he didn't do any of that shit. He's an evil motherfucker who's in line, in league with the likes of Dr. Fauci and Deep State. So, Andrew Cuomo, the governor of New York, is under investigation by the federal government for not only sending 15,000 seniors to their deaths and then fucking lying about the data, changing, destroying, hiding, attempting to conceal the data, the information, fudging the numbers just like Dr. Fauci. Why is Dr. Fauci not being fucking brought up on charges? Why is he not fucking being prosecuted? Why is he still in the media? Why is he still fucking smiling? Why is he not fucking under arrest? You see, or at least stripped of his fucking role, his office, his badge, his lanyard, his security badge card, keys to the fucking room, right? His office, his staff. He should be kicked the fuck out of the United States government, off the property, out of the compound, into the fucking streets, and he should be fucking investigated by the federal government for fraud, because he's a fucking fraudster. He knew the shit was used for what was banned, experimentation, outlawed, illegal experimentation with biological weapons. It was off limits, banned, outlawed. And he was fucking conducting that type of research by way of funding that type of research. And he knew the money was going there. And he knows what the Chinese government fucking does. And he pretends like he fucking doesn't. And then he downplays the whole thing. And he minimizes the whole thing. And he's a fucking fraud. Dr. Fauci is a goddamn fucking fraud. And it's crystal motherfucking clear. He shouldn't be on TV. He shouldn't be an invited guest on any shit, man. The federal government should be crawling up his motherfucking ass with the goddamn microscope, looking at his accounting records, his books, his fucking taxes, all of his shit. That motherfucker is totally in league with the communist world, with the Chinese People's Republic of China, People's Liberation Army, PLA, PRC, the Chinese, the Chi-Coms. He's totally motherfucking part of that shit. And he made excuses and covered for them by saying that, oh yeah, it's as far as the United States intelligence community and scientists know, it's totally naturally occurring. He said it was naturally occurring when at the same time there's email correspondence between him and other scientists who told him that it was not naturally occurring. And he went on fucking record despite that. He went on public record and assured the American people that it was organic and of Mother Nature, Earth, Gaia, naturally occurring, organic, and that it was not a threat to the United States and our people. And he fucking lied. He knew the whole time that it was deadly as fuck and that China was going to profit and that it was all a strategy of the Chinese government, and they were sending people around the world who were infected with the virus to fuck up the world and to get back at us for our trade war against their fucking corruption. The tariffs, the embargoes, the trade war between the United States, our country, and China, they did that shit and probably created a vaccine in advance. And that's why Xi Jinping, or however his name's pronounced, that's why he was walking around the streets unabashedly, like totally just like nonchalant, like everything's kosher here, like look at me. Yeah, look at me riding on an iron horse with the fucking iron fist. I'm not afraid of it. Yeah, because he probably was vaccinated fucking a year and a half ago. In advance of when they unleashed that shit on the fucking world. So, anyway, they sold all that bullshit to America, all that fucking funny, weird, sketchy hand sanitizer and all the fucking shit they could sell, that they could create. They did all of that shit as a military strategy to unleash, uncork a biological weapon, not just on America, but the entire fucking world. So that they could gain strategic, financial, economic hegemony worldwide. And so-called Dr. Anthony fucking quack motherfucking Fauci, communist sympathizer, played right along with their fucking program. So back to quantum tunneling. Quantum tunneling's some weird shit. And Professor Gates, he knew and knows that there's some really strange shit here in our reality that's hidden from our human senses and perceptions. And, yeah, so the question is, what is it? Well, I would surmise that it's something very ancient that, because we don't really know how old planet Earth is. We have ideas and beliefs that we are told by the scientific community. Oh, the Earth is approximately however many billions of years old, right? But it's like, how the fuck do they really know? Because we were told that the pyramid, the Great Pyramid, and the Sphinx were so old, but as it turns out, like flash forward like 50 years down the road, now that information has been revised. And apparently, the Sphinx is something like at least 10 to 15,000 years older than what we were fucking told. At least 10 to 15,000 years predating the timeline that we were told back in fucking grammar school. So if you, that's on a micro level. Now look at a macro level. Consider the planet Earth, okay? The volume, the shape of planet Earth, in contrast to one monument being the Sphinx and or the Great fucking Pyramid. Talking about the Earth. How do scientists know how old the Earth is if they don't even fucking know how old the Sphinx is? How do they know? Because of what? Radiocarbon dating? Because of XYZ? Well, they're probably wrong, just like they were wrong about the age of the Sphinx and the age of the Great Pyramid and all this other shit, because it's constantly revised. The numbers keep changing, like Dr. Anthony Fauci's science. The numbers keep changing and changing and changing. Okay? He doesn't fucking know shit. To be honest, man, point fucking blank. Basically, he doesn't fucking know shit. He became a doctor a long ass time ago and learned a few things here and there, but in terms of the coronavirus and all these and all these things going on now in modern times, he's changed his story too many fucking times to be able to say he is an expert on the subject. You don't change your story 50 times. You don't need a mask. Yesterday I said that, but today you need a mask. And then 3 days later, you need 2 masks. And then, 4 days later, you need 3 masks. It's like, dude, you're not an expert, motherfucker. Okay? You shouldn't be a doctor anymore. You're just making up shit. That's not really fucking science. It's not that you're learning about the coronavirus. It's that you're just not fucking professional anymore. You're not truly an expert any fucking more if you ever were. You're a fucking loser at this point and a suck up, a sycophant, a sympathizer to the Chinese communist fucking government, and they are probably in some way lining your fucking your pockets. You're probably in some way, shape, or form getting revenue, money from what happened to America in the fucking world. And one example is that you're writing a book about all this fucking marvelous shit that you did. Oh, wait a second. Whoa, deja vu. Why does that seem familiar? Oh, yeah, because your buddy in New York is doing the same fucking thing. Andrew Cuomo. These people did nothing for America. They didn't suffer during the fucking pandemic. Neither one of them suffered. And here they are telling the American people to do all this shit that is not even helpful for America. None of it was fucking helpful. All of it was the complete and total fucking opposite. If you think that by wearing a mask you're helping yourself, the virus can go through the fucking mask, okay? If you use a fucking microscope and you look at your fabric of your mask, the virus goes right through those big ass quantum tunneling fucking holes. It's a virus. The shit is microscopic. It goes through the fabric like an open fucking door. You have been lied to by Dr. Fauci, the Centers for Disease Control, WHO, the World Health Organization, or whatever the fuck they call themselves. You've been lied to by the system and these fucking bureaucrats and superficial perpetrators like Dr. fucking Fauci. It's all a fucking lie, and it's all a scheme, and it's all a scam, and it's all fraud. And they are the ones who provided the money to the people who bioengineered the weapon to use against the people.